Hey, what's up, y'all? Classic Kev back with another episode. Honestly, y'all, it's probably the most important episode yet because we got Ellie Gonsalves. This is the third time you've been on the show. How did I get so lucky? What is going on, Ellie?
Well, you're classic Kev, so of course I'm coming back on the show. I love talking to you. I actually have such a great, I think we have such a long sort of history of like having these long discussions about like life and crypto and now NFTs. So yeah, I love having a chat with you. I love a yarn.
The feeling is always mutual. And y'all, if you didn't know, I'm actually joined the CryptoGirl family. And the reason why I joined it is they paid me a lot of money. No, I'm just joking, guys. They didn't pay me a lot of money, but like, let me tell you something. One thing, Ellie, I want you to elaborate on this, that I learned in business. You have to work with people you like. You know what I'm saying? For me to do business with you, I have to like you. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all just embody, when I look at an NFT project, you and Ross really embody everything I look for. So like, what's some of the things like you look for though, in a partnership or a project?
I think this has been a very long-standing sort of value that I've always had, no matter what, over my entire career. It's always working with brands, businesses, and having partnerships with people that I genuinely love and believe in. So, I mean, like someone could go through my history of who I've worked with, the things that I've done with a fine-tooth comb, and they can see that there's a long-standing relationship there. It's a company that I love, or, like my athleisure label 9186. This is something that I love and believe in. It's a project that I've put my name to, and this is something that is a genuine love for me, keeping people fit, healthy, active, looking amazing, and it's very fashion forward. But I think when it comes to, I guess, like, yeah, I think when people have a very clear, genuine, authentic, I guess, how do I want to say it? Yeah, when someone has, when they're genuine and they're authentic, it shines through. I think a lot now these days, people are so sick and tired of being sold to, and I think that's where the influencer era is dying. And I think that's why a lot of people are sort of navigating over to crypto and NFTs in that space, because they're not being so much sold. It's like there's a lot of transparency. So yeah, I think that when it comes down to whenever I consider working with anybody or a project or a business or a brand, whatever it is, it's got to be genuine and authentic to me. So whenever I create something, it's got to be something of value. It's got to be something that's going to, it's going to like just be a genuine interest of mine. Like I'm not going to go into something if I'm not interested, if it's a cash grab. So I've never had an opportunity where I've been like, I'll just do that because I want the 50,000 or the 100,000 or the 200,000 or whatever it is. I had a really unique opportunity that was presented to me when I first moved to the States, and it was to be a Playboy centerfold, the last Playboy centerfold. And they were offering me, I think, like $250,000, a car, all of these like amazing opportunities. And I ended up turning it down because it wasn't something that resonated with me and something that was in line with my career goals and where I wanted to go. So it's all about that, I have to have a genuine interest, and it's got to resonate with me and my core values whenever I do something. So when we created CryptoGirl, which has turned into something so amazing and a project that we are so passionate about and we love, and we have put over a year of work into. Like I know that when I came on here last time, I think we were talking about CryptoGirl Originals. Now we have CryptoGirl Collectibles, which is about to launch. Like we just launched the allow list, which is live now. And we call it an allow list because it's just a bit more progressive and inclusive. We just wanted to really create an amazing community of people in our Discord who felt welcome, and like that community that we have now is just so incredible and so engaged, and everybody just loves the project and what we've created. So we're just super, super proud to sort of be sitting where we are right now with it.
Ellie, and no, I know it sounds really simple, but like actually you're so right, because I think there's so many celebrities and influencers not always doing it intentionally, but it's almost like they see the numbers and the zeros behind these checks, and they see the teams, and they just assume that the project they're endorsing is good. But a lot of times people get hurt because, as investors, we have to do our own research. But like, I'm glad to see that, what you put your name behind, it seems like you make sure, it fits your brand, because you've carried your reputation into multiple different industries, correct? Like,
yeah, absolutely. And I think the most important thing here is when, talking about genuine and being genuine and having authenticity about you, but my name and my, like, CryptoGirl is me. That is what we've based it off of. It's my face. So for me to have created this project with Ross and the rest of our incredible team, we've got, the Brow Agency, we have Vondelini, who's our incredible artist as well for CryptoGirl Collectibles, Minted. Like, we have such an incredible team behind us, helping us create this amazing project. I think that, I don't know where I was going with that. I just had lost my train of thought. but yeah, I mean, like, when it comes down to it, I think now people are sort of being a little bit more clued in on what's genuine and what's not. Mm-hmm. So when we created our Discord for CryptoGirl, it's quite widely known, I think, in the inner circles, that people use a lot of bots to create that hype of, wow, this is like a huge project. There's so many people on this Discord, but there's only like 12 active community members. That's something that we said from the beginning, like, look, this is not something you will ever find from us. We will have a genuine community of people who are all engaged in this project, not 20,000 people who are bots and then 50 people who are real. I think somebody even jumped on the Discord and they were like, oh, there's only so many 100 followers on your Twitter account. And, most projects that are at this point have like 2,000. And we actually sat there and explained, like, Ross and I have been in the social media industry for quite some time now. Mm-hmm. So we know it's like, 13 plus years. I started from the beginning and it all snowballed from there. We have access, and everyone has access to these things. Places like Social Blade, where you can actually track people's incoming and outgoing following, their engagement rates, and all of these things, and they're genuine followers, not just bots. So we really started doing our homework and found that a lot of these projects were buying bots to look like more of a hyped project. And yeah, that's just, we said to the guys, we're like, look, this is something that you'll never find from us. We will always have a real community of people. And, that was something that was really, really important to us, and being completely transparent with everybody. So I think it's at 1.3 thousand members on our Discord at the moment. They're all real people. And that's something that we are super, super proud of. And it's so funny because, like, when we started the CryptoGirl project, we were on Twitter and we had so many people contacting us. Like, I've never had so many influencers come through our Instagram and our Twitter saying, hey, we want to promote your NFT project. Like, these are our rates. This is what we can do, blah, blah, blah. And then we started looking at their followers and asked for their insights. Wouldn't send their insights through. We searched them on Social Blade and turned out that they didn't have as much of a genuine audience as they were saying they were. And there was like a lot of comments and bots that were bought. And so, yeah, it was just a really big learning curve for us, and something that we actually speak about in our AMAs on our CryptoGirl Discord as well. And I think it's something that people should really know if they're considering being involved in a project, and putting money into something. So that is, it doesn't matter if it's $1 or $100,000, like, it's hard-earned money that people have earned, and they deserve respect from the people who are creators in this space, and from people who are also pushing those projects as well. I think there definitely needs to be a little bit more accountability and transparency from those people especially on social media. And I think that's something that Instagram is cracking down on at the moment.
Yeah, and you know, at the end of the day, this has always been a saying. I think Gary Vee coined this: that marketers ruin everything, right? You know what I'm saying? And you know, Gary Vee famously.
Oh, well, hey, I don't mind marketing at all. Marketing is great, but the right kind of marketing is what's important.
Exactly. That's why Gary Vee said like 98% of these projects would fail, because a lot of them, it's not that they're all cash grabs, but a lot of them are that, oh, just they have good intentions, but like being a little overzealous on their roadmaps now what they can do. Now, Ellie, let me start by saying that I read y'all's white paper, and I read crypto and NFT white papers like all the time. I reached out to Ross. I was like, dude, I'm impressed, man. This is a lot of attention to detail. And he's really got the hamster wheel in my head rolling on different ways to build out what he's building out. And I like the way y'all did it, where I believe Ross said he handpicked some of your people in your network, influential people in your network that you knew fit the values of CryptoGirl, correct? And, you know, so it wasn't just like a paid celebrity, you know, it's people you wanted to partner with, correct?
So I identified 9 other women that we wanted to be involved in the project as our, you know, 9 female warriors, women who are incredibly talented in their own respective fields, and people who have either dipped their toe in the NFT world or who were really, really interested and have put a lot of time into learning about it, but didn't find the right project or don't know where to start. So we have just some incredible women. Like we've got DJ Havana Brown, we have Miss Universe Australia Erin McNaught,
nice.
We have models Natalie Rosa, Danielle Knudsen. We've also got an incredible Olympic athlete Tori West. We have the poker tournament anchor Lynn Gill-Martin. We have just so many amazing women, stylist and star icon and entrepreneur Elle Ferguson. I've got like Elle Ferguson, Elle McPherson, all the model actress, these amazing women. But yeah, we've just got such a great group of women involved, and it's a genuine, like, they all really wanted to be a part of this. It wasn't a paid promotion. It was, you know, that kind of it's like kismet, like that genuine alignment. And yeah, I just love the girls that we have on board in the space, and we love how interactive they've been with the community as well. It's just been such a great experience, especially for me, because I'm somebody who, and Ross is the same, we live by this, you know, live in abundance, not living in scarcity. So getting as many people involved in our project that love what we're about, love the roadmap, want to be involved, want to be part of the community, whatever it is, like we want to inspire a whole new generation of people and educate a whole new generation of people on where the space is going, because this is going to be a huge part of our future. Like the technology is only going to skyrocket. Like I think Alfa Romeo said that they announced that they're going to have NFTs attached to the cars now. So for that to, and you know, we've got Nike and we've got all of these places talking about having their own spots in the metaverse and all these places. So I think that we've got a real clear indication of where the space is going. And that was something that we massively considered when we were discussing our roadmap, and we've been working on this for a year. As I said, we wanted this project to be something that we were really proud of, that had incredible utility behind it. And you know, working with Ross on this, it's like, it just makes me fall in love with him all over again, because he's so brilliant. And yeah, I'm like, I just love our team. I love the people we have involved and the utility behind this. I think this is going to really open people's eyes as to where NFTs can go and what they can really do as well. It's not just looking at, it is a beautiful, amazing piece of art, but what we have behind it is, I think, it just makes it so unique and such a cool project. And I think that's why a lot of people have resonated with it and have shown such great interest in it.
Yeah, no, I agree, Ellie. And, Ellie, I think you're being very modest when you say, because, when I think about this whole Web3 NFT, and if I think about it, it really makes sense, because you said on last episode, we talked about you created like one of a larger Instagram follow, and in the early days of Instagram, that was Web2. And so you were always innovating, you were always disrupting. And so now, just with having Ross involved in this, y'all really are like a power couple. And what I didn't think about, Ellie, is that when I invested in it, women-based NFTs really are the move right now. I don't know if it's just women want to come into space. It was women want to be in a space, or an empowerment thing, or is it just, y'all really have the brains of these operations, you're able to pull it off. Maybe it's a mix of all three. I don't know, but I love it though. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it's been such a male dominated space for such a long time. And I think that, that it's not so, I don't think CryptoGirl is so much about female empowerment. I think it's just like, we just wanted to create it to be something that had like this awesome, amazing utility. Mm-hmm. And if that empowers women, it doesn't matter if it empowers women or men or young kids or whatever to be involved in the space. Like, we don't, that's not something that we were like, we're creating this to empower females. Yes, that is a byproduct of what we have when we have CryptoGirl. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think it's also just a daunting moment to try and really understand the space, because you have like all these crypto heads really talking about the NFT space and crypto, and you just start listening to them and you switch off because you don't understand the lingo. You don't even know where to really start in terms of like understanding these things. It's good now. Like in the last 6 months, it has, like, the educational aspect of NFTs and crypto has just skyrocketed. You have like Gwyneth Paltrow with her podcast talking about crypto and NFTs. Awesome. Mm-hmm. Last year I started my beginner series on crypto with BitBoy. Like, that was awesome. So many people got so much out of it. And, I just asked all the stupid questions everyone was far too scared to ask people. And just to get, wrap their head around it. And then we started really learning about NFTs, and we saw a great opportunity there that, that there was nothing that really, there was no women in the space. Mm-hmm. And sort of like, it's basically if you went to Stanley, like our first CryptoGirl originals, which we have like a few, I think there's like 5 up for resale for over 138 ETH at the moment, which is like super impressive for our first project. Like super, super proud. But yeah, I mean, like, it's like if you went to Stan Lee and said to him, I want you to basically characterize like a female Marvel character with crypto. And that's sort of like what we went off and did. It's like this like strong, this strong woman who is just, is just like embedded in crypto, and she has, it's like she's Bitcoin girl and she's Ethereum girl, and you have all of these elements, and it kind of educates people as well. Like I feel like it helps having like a pretty girl to look at.
Historical significance, historical significance. I think this is going to have, you did a good job of blending both. That's the way I looked at it.
So if someone looks at that and they look at Bitcoin girl and they see the stats, they can kind of understand a little bit more about Bitcoin. So it's kind of like that little gentle push to get people involved in the community without it seeming daunting,
Yeah, no, mission accomplished, definitely.
Yeah, so like it's just great to see how many people have just really, really loved the project and what we've been about, and then seeing CryptoGirl collectibles come out and everyone's just like, oh, this is so cool. So yeah, it definitely is a very male dominated market. I think there are a lot more, World of Women and all of these other female led projects out there. And we do have, like, obviously I'm the co-founder of CryptoGirl, and we've got Dixie on our team as well, who is so incredible at what she does. She basically work with Kaio on all of the CryptoGirl originals artwork, and she's just super impressive. So yeah, we have a really, really impressive team on board. And yeah, I think it's about showing women that it's, and especially female creators too, like that it's not so much of a daunting experience to come on here and learn about it and do something that resonates with you.
Yeah. And, you know, me and Ross talked about this as well, but when I evaluate crypto projects, I look for three things. You know, does it have a team behind it? Right. Check. Does it have a community behind it? Right. Check. And does it have utility? Like, you know, like I've said, you know, y'all white paper, you know, I see it. I see the vision, you know, and I like to invest in stuff that's innovative and disruptive. Now, Ellie, something else I want to ask you about. We got the Super Bowl coming up this weekend. Is there gonna be another Ellie Gonsalves Super Bowl commercial? Is a crypto
Oh my
girl
God,
commercial?
I would love to reprise my role as the Australian supermodel on a Yellowtail Super Bowl commercial, but not this year. I think maybe I should just like go to the next year and say, hey, we need to do a CryptoGirl Super Bowl commercial.
So I don't know if you've seen or not. The halftime show is going to be Snoop Dogg, Eminem, like, in both of them are in the Bored Ape Yacht Club. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then Odell Beckham's playing. He's in the CryptoPunks. Like, it's so many big names that are all NFT. Like, is this going to be a commercial for NFTs and crypto? You think the Super Bowl?
Well, I think it probably is, but the thing is, like, you know, all of these people have their Bored Ape Yacht Clubs, NFTs, and I think that if someone puts it as their profile picture or promotes it, nobody in that community is getting paid on the secondary sales of like any of the NFTs. There's no pooling party. There's nothing like that. They only see monetary gain when they resell it. And people, I think the whole cool thing is about having it, you know, like I think people actually genuinely love their Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs. And I think also at the same time, you know, a lot of these projects have you've got your yacht parties and you've got all of like these events or whatever it is, but we're living in a world right now that's sort of post-COVID, and there's not a lot of people that can really move around and do all of these things. And you know, if I bought a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT and I, you know, wanted to go to a yacht party overseas, I don't think I could even get back into Australia at the moment. So, you know, that utility is like just kind of useless to me. So I think that when we were kind of, you know, creating CryptoGirl collectibles, we were thinking like, what is really beneficial to everyone all over the world, and it's something that they don't have to, you know, leave their home for, and you know, they get value out of it and there's utility. And so yeah, that's definitely something that we considered when we were talking about this, because I mean, it's great. And having, you know, if you've got your CryptoGirl one of one NFT, you know, you want to put it on a bag or on a pair of shoes, like that's something that we can do with our artists. You know, if you want to buy a Louis Vuitton bag and have your CryptoGirl collectible on your bag, or, you know, on your Nikes or whatever it is, like that's something that we also have as a part of our roadmap, which is it's the merchandise. Like
I love that.
People just, I think they buy their NFT and all they can do is sort of put it on their, you know, on their profile picture. That's, or they can post it and show people in their wallet. That's kind of like where things are at right now. But we're seeing that people love to display their amazing art that they've bought. So we've decided to make that a part of CryptoGirl collectibles.
Yeah. So, and you know, with so many of these projects, Ellie, they're like metaverse, buzzword, metaverse. But then, like, you know, Ross was talking to me about that, about this real world utility. And at the end of the day, people want to express themselves, right? And we have been making other people's brands, you know, rich, the Nikes, the Gucci's, all these brands. And now it's like, wow, like how empowering is that? You're actually wearing your brand, you know, that's a real cool way. I think that was actually one of the main things that jumped out to me on y'all roadmap. I thought that was really cool. But Ellie, before I forget, I need to ask you about this ring on your finger, man. What's the story about that? Where'd you find that thing from? This is
I found it in like, there's a bit of daisy hair on it actually. Crazy. I think she's sitting in here at the moment with me. Yeah, so just towards the end of last year, you know, I was feeding a crocodile at Australia Zoo to celebrate being on Big Brother VIP, making the top 3. And I'm standing there with Terry Owen and Robert Owen and Chandler Powell, Bindi's husband. And they were like, okay, well, let's bring Graham out right now. And I'm looking up at the screen. It like glitches and goes black. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, of course something is going to like go wrong the day that I come here and I'm feeding a crocodile. Like, and then I just start hearing Taylor Swift Love Story, which was Ross and mine, like, song when we first got together. I was like, so it was so dramatic because my parents like banned me from seeing him because he was like, I was like 18 and you know they were like just really protective and this song starts playing and I looked like Robert's standing next to me and he goes look over there. I turned around and Ross is like literally walking out in this like big ass puff of smoke in like a completely different outfit to what he was wearing when I saw him like 10 minutes prior. And he's got a box in his hand and like he's already crying and then I start crying and I'm like seriously like processing it for like 20 seconds because I'm like, what the actual fuck is going on? And but he walked up to me and he just said, you know, will you marry me? And I was like, finally after 13, well, almost 13 years, I get to say yes to the love of my life. And of course I said yes. He had this like full secret, like apparently had this plan for like 6 years with Australia Zoo and like the Owens knew everything and how it was all going to go down and and obviously like that was sort of put on the back burner after my dad passed away and his dad passed away and I always knew that he would find the perfect time and he did. Like it really was, like I was so shocked and all of our friends were there too and they didn't even know. They were just there to watch me like feed a crocodile.
Ross is so sneaky. He's so sneaky.
This prehistoric beast. So like my friends are up in the stadium seats and they're all just like filming it and they're all crying and like bawling their eyes out. And then I had to feed a crocodile after and I'm like, what is actually going on? And like, is this real life? Like this is just so crazy. So he went into Collegia, which is an amazing, I don't know if you can, it's like a bit blown out, but we've had like this basically like a folder of like all of our dream wedding things. Like we've been together for 13 years, you know, we know that we were always getting married and I was like, this is, you know, like this is the style ring that I love. And you know, I've actually, you can't see it on camera, but I've actually got a D like for my dad and I've got an R for Ross and then like a C for Collegia. Like on the actual like side bits and it's just to kind of represent the past, the present and the future and it's like, you know, kind of like the 3 points of a triangle. So it was just such a Ross and Collegia honestly just like did the most amazing job at creating just something that really symbolized us and was really important to us. So yeah, it was just such a beautiful day and such an incredible, like literally like the best day of my life, I would say. Obviously, other than the time that we got Daisy. I'm just gonna put that out there.
So far.
But yeah, it was honestly just, oh my God, like I still want to even talk about it now. I like feel a bit emotional because it was just such a beautiful day. And it was so nice because I gave my phone to my best friend who knew, she was the only one who knew that Ross was asking me to marry him. And I was like, can you just take my phone and live the crop feed on my actual Instagram show? She took my phone, but was like filming me before we said goodbye. And she basically did this like montage of videos when she took my phone off of me and she was like, oh my God, their last kisses, boyfriend and girlfriend. Oh my God. And like all these little things. So I was like, you know, ready to go on stage. So I wasn't saying any of this stuff, but everybody who was on social media was watching it. And then she went live on my phone when he was like walking behind the scenes, like with the ring box. So like everyone was watching it and everyone's like, what is going on? And yeah, like we had our incredible production team there because it just, nothing was out of the ordinary. Like I had my team there like filming everything because we were feeding a crocodile, and it was like such an amazing like moment for me as a wildlife warriors ambassador. And Ross just is so sneaky. Like he literally just planned this whole COVID operation, and I'm like the FBI, so nothing gets by me. And for him to like really pull this off, like pretty good job.
Yeah, great job.
After that, I was like, how the hell did you actually manage to like make this go off without me even having a clue? But I think I was so stressed around that time, and like anything would have just like flown right over my head, to be honest. So yeah, it was just such a beautiful day, and I just feel so lucky I get to marry my best friend. It's so cool.
No, it was an awesome story, and like it just stuck out to me because you were on my show like maybe a week or so before the crocodile thing, because you were telling me the crocodile thing was coming up. But somewhere in that episode, like you mentioned how like, oh, we're not married yet and we're not rushing anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I could see that it truly was like he snuck one past the goalie, that Ross. He really snuck one in the goal.
And it's so funny because like we were on Big Brother VIP and he was like getting such a hard time. Like I was getting such a hard time from everyone. They're like, you know, 13 years, not married, like all the stuff. And I was getting all these questions. Little did everybody know he actually had this thing planned for like, or it was like being all coordinated while I was actually in the house as well. So I was like, oh my God, this is so funny.
And y'all, for y'all that don't know Ross, I you know, just from talking to him on here, Ross is a planner. Ross is like, like he has stuff planned out, whatever he does. And that's actually what I admire a lot about him. So I could see him getting a rush out of, you know, sneaking this one past you. You know what I'm saying?
He was so, oh my God, he was so nervous. Sweaty. He was so sweaty. Like, and it was a like crazy hot day too, by the way, but he was like so sweaty and he was like crying and I was crying and like, it was just it was actually the cutest thing ever. Like, yeah, it was beautiful. I think he changed his shirt probably like 3 times after that because it was just like, he was just dripping. Like, it was just so nervous. And then when he came out, like, everyone just started screaming, like, that everyone was just cheering. And he was like, oh my God, yes, at least it's not like awkward and people are like, what's going on kind of vibe. But yeah, it was actually so cool. Like, it was awesome. I think he set the bar, like, people are like, Ross, you set the bar way too high for guys, dude. Like,
yeah. I mean, he really did. I mean, the amount of planning, and that's why he was really sweating so much because he was like, there was so much, like one thing goes wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he put all this effort into like this one, not just one day, this one moment, and everything had to go right. But it looks like it did. You know, so that's awesome.
Went off without a hitch. It was like amazing. It was seriously so cool. Yeah,
classic Ross. So 2022, Ellie's engaged. CryptoGirl, you know, is really hitting its stride. Now also, believe it or not, Ellie's got the 9186 collection coming out. Can you kind of tell us about that? What is up with that?
Yeah, so we launched that in December last year, and that's something that, you know, I think I was talking about this earlier, something that's always, you know, health and fitness has always resonated with me. I've always wanted to have my own athleisure, like fashion forward brand. And when COVID hit, it was kind of like the perfect time to be in one place, you know, for a little while, enough for me to be able to sit there and get the samples and like sit down with the design team, like do all of these things, go and touch fabrics, go and meet with the team. Like, it was honestly just perfect timing. And we're about to, I'm going to say like at the end of next month, probably launch a new style, but we already have like we've got like our icon flawless sets, and we just launched our orange as well. Our orange drop was super popular. All the girls loved it. It's like this amazing bright color orange that we've got. But yeah, it's been something that's been a long time coming, and something that we're really proud of, because it does inspire health and wellness in a lot of people. Like, we want to add value to people's lives with whatever project we ever do. So to have this finally come to fruition, and you know, Ross and I worked on this together with our amazing team, Slyletica in Melbourne, you know, that they're so brilliant at what they do. So I think it was all about, Ross and I really do believe in this, it's knowing what your strengths are, and then finding a team to basically, you know, I guess cover your weaknesses, and you know, you've got, like, you're not trying to be a jack of all trades, because then you're a master at none. That's kind of like always been my favorite saying over the last 13 years of doing everything that I do. Like, knowing your weaknesses are so important when it comes to running a business, and you got to realize that you can't do everything. So Slyletica have been incredible at doing all of these things, you know, manufacturing and doing all of this stuff, and making sure everything is also like above board, and having our factory, like all of our stuff audited, so it's all professional, and we've got just an incredible team behind us. So yeah, that was always really, really important to us. Obviously, during COVID, you can't exactly travel and go and look at the factory and meet the families who are in the factory and the people who work in the factory, but they have, and it's just like, to have a great team, and you know, even just from the people who are packaging the clothes and just doing all of those things is always really important to us. So yeah, we've been incredibly proud of what we've created, and this year it was the last sort of like 18 months has been us creating, I guess, CryptoGirl and 9186 from the ground up. So it's just been like one of those amazing experiences, again, we haven't done in such a long time.
So I'm, you know, obviously I'm always impressed with anybody that's able, you know, guys, when you invest in NFTs, you know, when you look at the teams, look at their track records, right? Look at what businesses, look at success, because I do believe that success in other industries, like the foundation of what made you successful in building your Instagram, or as an actress or as a model, that foundation that you brought into the 9186, you brought into the CryptoGirl. Now, like you said, you had to learn, you know, the other moving parts, and you could outsource if you didn't know how to do certain things, right? But that just comes with experience. That just comes with experience. Now, with these crazy NFT markets, Ellie, I guess I kind of see, you know, it's like every day I'm seeing more good stuff and more bad stuff. You think in the short term we're going to be good? Like, you think people are going to really start being exposed? Like, basically more good exposure, less bad news, right? Do you think that's coming?
I think when it comes down to everything, like when it comes down to anything, you've always got good and bad in whatever industry that you're in, and that's something that everybody's got to realize. Like, it's not good. You're not going to come into an NFT market and every single project that you pick up is going to be amazing. But I think it comes down to, as the consumer, being as educated as you possibly can, and vetting every single project that you go into. And, you know, obviously, like with how transparent we have been, like, I'm a public figure, you know, Ross has also been a public figure because of that, but we are very transparent about who our team is and what these people do. And I think that is, I mean, you can have anonymity in the market, but I think it probably puts people's mind far more at ease if there's someone behind the project who has a lot of credibility. And that's something that like I've said, I take extremely seriously. Like, my credibility and my reputation is always, you know, the number one most important thing to me. That's something that I've worked incredibly hard to have over the last couple of years, as has Ross. So I think, you know, when it comes down to it, people can blame, you know, marketing people, all of the like influencers, but at the end of the day, I think as a consumer, you have to definitely take responsibility and ownership over putting in that research and understanding projects and just vetting them as much as possible. And that's how you can really protect yourself in this space. Like, that's with anything, you know, if you're buying a house, if you're going into crypto, like, it doesn't matter what it is. Like, you know, you kind of have to exercise that.
Yeah, I agree. There's
Accountability.
inherent risk. There's inherent risk in any,
Yeah.
investing or any industry. There is inherent risk, and it's just a new industry, so it's just new. But I like what you said, that your reputation's everything, and
Yeah.
you've been able to leverage your good reputation plus your background, and that's why you're able to have success in multiple different industries, so that's something to
Yeah,
think about. If you're
absolutely.
an NFT creator, definitely think about that.
Yeah, and I think education is also really important. I think we all, as you know, me as someone, a person of influence who has a platform, I never call myself an influencer because that's never what I am or what I do. But I think understanding the difference between a person of influence and an influencer is really important.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, I also have a responsibility, if someone is looking at CryptoGirl, to educate people. So, and as Ross does as the co-founder as well, I think that we do a lot of AMAs and talk about a lot of education in the space and understanding, even if it's someone who comes onto the CryptoGirl Discord, it doesn't matter if they buy a CryptoGirl NFT, it doesn't matter. Like if they're coming on there and they're becoming far more educated about the space because of what we're doing, like that's awesome. That's so cool. We're about education in the space as much as pushing, whatever it is that we're doing. We've got CryptoGirl collectibles, we've got CryptoGirl originals, it doesn't matter. Like we're all about, giving respect back to the space. That's what it needs. The NFT
Agreed.
space needs respect at the end of the day. And I think that over the next, it's happening now. We've seen it happen over the last week. We've seen a lot of people being called out. And I think that it is important. Like I said, transparency is key.
Yeah, and it's wild because there's these NFT projects where guys, like the founders aren't doxxed. The founders are anonymous, and there's different arguments to that. Hey, it's crypto, it's meant to be anonymous, but I think I'm with you though, that like I think there's exceptions to the rule. A team could not be doxxed and it'd be a successful project. But I'm with you. I'd rather, if I'm investing my money and my time and I'm joining a community, putting my name on it, then I'm with you. I think the founders and the community should be very transparent and open. So I agree 100%.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's what you're comfortable with as well. Like I don't think that everybody, I think that the anonymity of it is also cool, but it's what people are comfortable with at the end of the day. And if they put enough time into educating themselves about the project and they're comfortable with it, then they're comfortable. That's the beauty of living in this world. We all have our own decisions that we can make, or sometimes. Not all the time, but when it comes to this, yes.
And as always, y'all, I did, in full disclosure, I did join the CryptoGirl family because, guys, I wanted to be a part of it. So as always, this is not financial advice, but I will have all the links to this project. So definitely go check it out if you're looking to get an NFT. It's really some awesome art, and trust me, there's always going to be big stuff in store down the road, metaverse utility. And like again, guys, you want to be part of projects that innovate, because the projects that innovate, that's what's going to still be around, right? That's what's still going to be around, 2, 3, 5 years from now, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I think, just seeing what's happening with the metaverse and just Facebook and all of these different companies that are investing into the technology, you can see it's just very clear where it's going. So, I've always been one to sort of adapt and adapt to technology. So yeah, this is just something that, an amazing opportunity that we saw as a creator as well. It's obviously such an incredible space as a creator alone. But to create something that we have has just been so exciting. And to see Ross just so passionate about it as well, it's just, he's like literally one of the smartest people I've ever heard speak. Like, honestly, it's, when I hear him speak, like I said, I fall in love with him all over again, because I'm like, hey, you are just so bloody intelligent.
Take notes, fellas, take notes.
Yeah, take notes. But yeah, it's really cool to see where the space is going and to be sort of on the forefront of that, especially as a female creator. I love that. Like, I love that about the space. We had the same opportunity when, social media came out. I was somebody who adopted that very, very quickly. And obviously that was so critical to my career at the time and building a brand and my name. So I'm always so thankful for that. And I just can't wait to see where this space is going to go and where we will be with our project, you know, in the next 5 years. So
well, y'all, I can't wait. And I've said it before, 2022, that's going to be Ellie Gonsalves this year. It looks like it already has been. And, you know, as a member of CryptoGirl family, I'm super excited. But Ellie, anything else you want to leave us with tonight?
Crypto girl to the moon, baby.
Crypto girl to the moon. Well, hey, y'all, if you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. We'll have all the links. So y'all, please go check it out. Ellie Gonsalves, you have a wonderful night.
You too, Classic Kev. Love ya.